Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. That's us.
That is us. That's a picture of us.
Yeah, when
That's
we in
y'all?
Alaska.
Y'all are brothers?
No,
Yes.
we're not brothers at all. We're not related.
Nah, a lot of people.
We're just good friends.
I just always think it's funny because, like, I forgot who was that. Was that Donnie? That came in. It was like halfway through. He goes, "Wait a minute, y'all related?"
Yeah,
like,
we
related.
Y'all are brothers?
Yeah, we brothers.
Yeah,
For
man.
real? Who's the older brother?
We are brothers.
He's the older brother.
You the older one?
I'm older.
Yeah.
4
Yes.
years. Born in.
I got an older
born
brother.
In
I was just with him.
1980.
Oh, word? Man,
Yeah.
my brother, I was just with him right now. He's a pro boxer. We had worked out over there at his gym and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. I boxed for a long time. I boxed for like 12 years.
You sure did.
You
yeah.
are
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah, for a long time.
Oh, let's
Nationally
get the- let's
ranked
get the-
everything.
Let's get the
Yeah.
music cut off.
I was
Yeah.
trying to work out today, but that shit, them rounds got longer than I thought.
With that mic.
Than I remembered. Them rounds got longer than I remember for sure.
Wow, yeah. So you like to train doing boxing. But it is what it is. We back black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Houston down to my socks. Once again, I'm Avery, like a very nice guy. Yep, that's me. Then we also have the other guy, Just Devon.
It's Devon, but it's just Devon.
It's Devon, but
pretty
it's
much what
just
it is.
Devon.
Oh wait, here I go.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's you.
Okay, that's me.
And we in here with a special guest.
We do. We got Doeman. We have his music actually playing in the background. Let's get his music cut because we're gonna hear him a little bit later on. But
Yeah.
let's flip to the man.
So we got a special guest right here. There's Mouthpiece Speaks Southeast. It's the Barrio God, deprived, young, now ambitious.
Yup.
Doeman DYNA.
Yup.
And apparently Texas used to be Mexico, so now we're the fucking immigrants. Did not.
That was
How did you not know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh, see,
I knew Texas. I didn't know we were immigrants though. I was like, that was a clever.
Everybody's an immigrant.
That was a clever line. That was the line that when we saw you at Wonky Power.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you make that like that Jay-Z face when you said that line. I turned to my brother like, oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, because the thing about you is what I've noticed is like I had to write it down, but what I noticed is like you have the big pun bravado with like you're big pun with the Pusha T bravado. Like you have that
I never heard that before.
It's and SPM's wit. Because SPM was witty, he knew his business, but a lot of my friends didn't listen to SPM. Let's be honest.
That's crazy. For real.
They did not.
I can see that though. SPM had a real big wave of the all the
Yeah, exactly. All my friends are black. So
I mean, I got both, and
Yeah.
now if I kick it with my black homies, they ain't listening to old SPM. The
Yeah.
Mexican
Yeah,
homies
yeah.
are still.
hell yeah, he's gonna listen to Latin
Still
Throne.
listen to him.
I was
Yeah.
like, how did you miss this? But they only know one song. But I'm saying like, I mean, we're getting around everything that's going on with rap and how you are.
Right.
But when you started, like, how did you get into this? How did you get into even wanting to rap?
Man, just since I was young, my pop always listened to hip hop. Super into hip hop. MC Burrito every day, Pac every day, Pun. I remember Paperboy, Kid Frost, like all them.
Wow.
Yeah. So Slick Rick, I remember that just falling in love with hip hop, and then shit. When I got older, I always rapped. Like it was like people think that I just box and I never rap, but I didn't like record, but I was always freestyling or writing shit. And then I think the first time I ever recorded, I was like in 9th grade.
Okay.
But I mean, when I started taking it seriously, it was like 2014. But that's how it was just part of me. I think it was just part of growing up, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I just always loved hip hop, so shit. It just seemed like it made sense.
So,
You know what
but
I'm
you did talk about you did box.
saying? Right.
You were taking that very seriously. Your brother is a professional boxer, correct?
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you
Yeah.
still train with the boxing, I assume.
I try to. I train here and there. I work out. I mean, I lift weights here and there. I try to lift weights. But I stopped boxing like around 2013. I got in a real bad accident outside of the Golden Gloves
Okay.
off of Uvalde Street on the east side. I
Oh,
got hit
wow.
by a truck. Yeah.
Man.
I was running across the street. Got hit by a truck. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got when
Yeah.
people say they got hit by a truck, it's usually like the car I was in got hit by a truck. So you were crossing the street,
Right.
and you got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
I was
Running. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that, that's whenever and I could have people were like, well, you don't. I mean, my body's probably better now, but I remember I went back like 3 months later because it took me like a month to start walking again.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time
It's
me
a
and Mike
long
C, that was
time.
my DJ. Yeah, we had went to South by in 2013.
Mhm.
I think I was like 18, sneaking in all the places. And I think when I went back to the gym, like the next week, I got in a fight, like a street fight, and I broke my hand. And I was like, that's probably just God. You know what I'm saying?
Telling you
So
to
you're like,
stop.
I'm not fighting.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like,
I'm not
doing
fighting
fight
no
anymore.
Yeah. So after that, it was just, all hip hop, all rap.
So where are you from?
I'm from the southeast side of Houston, a neighborhood called Meadowbrook.
Yeah, Meadowbrook.
Yeah. Right
Okay.
over 45 South. Yeah, and right over 45 South, Howard and Belford.
Yeah, you were real proud. You saying
Yeah.
every piece of it, and even in your videos, you be at the park and everything. I'll be like, you are.
Because that's
Oh,
funny.
yeah. I
The
still be in
southeast Houston doesn't get shouted out as
Nah.
much
Ever.
as
You really don't.
like other parts of Houston. Like really, they talk about the north side, they talk about the south side, they'll talk about A-Leaf, they'll talk about Mo
Yeah.
City. That people don't really talk about East Houston and especially the southeast.
No.
Yeah, nah, at all. That's why, I mean, even what the thing was, even with SPM, when he came up, his name was SPM South Park Mexican.
Yeah.
But he was going to school in the southeast. He went to Milby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes away from me. So
Yeah.
it was like, and then, he did do a record called Reveille Park. And that's like southeast. You know,
Yeah.
That's like around all the same areas, but at the same time, nobody. And it's like there's no respect there. You know what I'm saying? People ain't
Yeah.
getting no respect. So it's like shit. We gotta say. And there's a bunch of them. And it's a bunch of them. And they the motherfuckers supporting everybody else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
somebody got to put on. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
That's pretty
Sure.
positive.
Because I know
man.
there are a lot of Zero fans out there. I know
Oh,
there are a
man,
lot.
they love
Yeah, there are a lot of Slim
That's what I'm
Thug
saying.
fans.
I know they out there, but it's just like, yeah, you do not hear a lot of shout outs for the southeast.
Nah.
So
no.
describe coming up like on the southeast, like your neighborhood and how that kind of shapes you coming up.
Man, I think just coming up, it's always crazy because I always say like from 45, so I stay right on like where 45 is. So I always say like it separates. Like we have Meadowbrook on this side, Broadway on this side.
Okay.
Broadway all the way down. You go all the way down Belford. You hit Sunnyside. You hit Overbrook. You know what I'm saying? South Park. All of that. So I always say it's like Mexicans on this side and blacks on this side.
That's
and
true.
it's weird because it's always been and all the way down to second ward and third ward, all the way down. But we all go to school together. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
all grew up together. We all
Yeah.
play ball together. So it's just a melting pot of minorities. And then you know what I'm saying? Just growing up and learning the hard way and shit. You know what I'm saying? And just getting through it, learning how to maneuver. We really didn't have no. I don't think we had any kind of real hope or expectations. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody expected anything out of us. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like most people grow up and they go get a job and then you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the dead end street.
Hey, yo, excuse us. They working in the studio right now, so that's where.
Yeah,
that's
that's
drill.
it's really
Like I was
unfortunate.
like, is that in my headphone or not? but that's not okay. So back to your upbringing. You're like, I mean, I guess I'm trying to look at it from my perspective because we're both African American. Hip hop is usually associated with us, even though you have so many Hispanic people from the beginning
Right.
that are a part of it. So what are the artists that you're listening to in the beginning, and how is that shaping your mind frame?
Like Pum Pac, everybody, Common, Nas. I mean, that's what my pop was jamming. And Slick Rick, you know what I'm saying? Big
Yeah.
Daddy Kane. That's what my pop was on because he was here when it happened. And that's what even, I think it was Pun said it in an interview. They asked him like, how do you feel being the first Latin to ever go platinum? And he was like, I would have been happy if somebody else did it. He was like, he goes, I'm happy it happened now. He's like, but we've been here since the beginning. Like
Yeah.
we've always been hip hop fans. And it's like it's not I can't say we're exactly the same, but we get treated similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's true.
We just don't have. I think on the Brown side we don't have a voice, and we don't have nobody speaking up and saying, "Yo, this is how we're being treated," putting the spotlight on us. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no unity in that sense. You know what I'm saying? I think the Mexican, not even just Mexican, all Latinos are just too prideful to admit that something's wrong and something's not right. You know what I'm saying? And try to fix it. So. I definitely think that it was hip hops and it was Latinos and blacks that created hip hop. You know what I mean? Or even whatever it came together. It's a molded thing. That's why I think with there's no I don't think there's no cultural vulture at all. It's like what we came up in. Everybody came up the same way. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So,
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Now, who are you besides the common like we're talking about? You're in Houston. That I think that's the added thing too, because being in H-Town, there's also a difference in H-Town hasn't always been respected in terms of hip hop. Like people would be like, "Oh, the Ghetto Boys are great. Scarface, Willie D, all of them, they're great. The rest of y'all, You know what I mean? Until that like big wave came out around that Super Bowl the first time. But
so
before that,
405.
but
Yeah,
when
like,
you're
yeah.
talking about in the early 90s, like, or in the 90s, who is it that you're listening to in Houston?
Man, I liked Street Military.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pharaoh. Yeah.
Of course, Ghetto Boy, Scarface. But and that's another crazy thing about me. My pop wasn't a Fat Pat, of course, but I don't think that was 90s. No, that was 90s. Fat Pat, of course.
Yeah.
Fat Pat was like one of the coldest, I believe. I actually sat down with KK the other day, one of the original SUC members, a while back. He's cool, man, super cool. But my pop wasn't really on the H-Town wave at all. He was all all West Coast rap. It was West Coast and a little bit of East Coast. It was all West Coast. Yeah. He wasn't fucking with the H-Town.
No, I mean when I was coming up, I was all East Coast.
Yeah,
like I was completely
That's
East Coast.
crazy.
So I wasn't
Wu-Tang.
listening to oh yeah, that's all it was.
That's
Wu-Tang,
I did a show with them in LA.
Redman, Mobb Deep, like that. That's pretty much all I listened to exclusively. So it probably wasn't until Chamillionaire and Paul Wall dropped something that
about 2002.
And then I had to go back and listen and find out. Like I knew about Scarface, but I didn't even associate Scarface with Houston. Like I knew he was Houston, but I was like, but he's something different.
I like knowing that Lil Kiki can rap. Big Pokey.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Big Pokey's a lyricist. Like I wasn't aware of any of that, but you know.
I even seeing ESG all the time.
Yeah, for
like
real.
Seeing ESG now, ESG still get up there and freestyle. ESG freestyle at that.
He
Let's
freestyle.
show.
Everywhere
He'll get
I
up
see him, he
everywhere he
freestyle.
go. He just pop up and freestyle.
Perfect.
Yeah,
And he
Right.
control the crowd with his freestyle.
He really can.
Like they be listening. Like
We
And
were
it's a
talking
real
about
freestyle.
that. Yeah, we were talking about that. We're like, ESG be freestyling his ass off.
yeah, all
Everywhere.
the time. So you're coming off your injury. You say, okay, what makes you decide like, yo, let me just do rap exclusively?
I think it was always part of the. I mean, not part of the. It was always Plan B, but then it just moved up. We moved up a step, and then we were like, "Yo, we gotta focus." And then we never really expected much out of it, honestly. Me, Mike C, them two, you know what I'm saying? They've been there since the jump, so we was just like, "Man, fuck it, let's do it and see what comes from it." And when we had the local neighborhood buzz, but then I ended up meeting my old business partner. He's like one of my mentors. His name is Sergio Silvera. We ended up creating Dyna Music Group as an LLC.
Okay.
And it was like, let's put out a project. And then we put out Gold Blooded in 2014. And that's what really got a buzz moving in the city.
Yeah.
And after that, that's whenever it was like, I mean, you know, you got the ups and downs because the game changes every 4 months. But
It really does.
building up and up and up. And I think that everything's been on the up and up since then. But, I mean, that's what it was. It was just like, well, I ain't going to be no doctor. I mean, I ain't going to school to be a lawyer at that point because I didn't even think that was realistic at the point. You know what I mean? And I was like, shit, let's do it. And so just put my head down and got to work.
Now, why Dyna? What does Dyna stand for?
Deprived Young, Now Ambitious.
Okay.
It actually just started off as like I had a homie named Tone I rap with back in the day. He's from South Park.
Yeah.
And we used to record. I'm talking about he was cold. We used to record every day. And we started it, and then it just spread out, and it was like it used to be like 100 of us. We would go to parties and just tear it up. You know what I'm saying? And then we just it just made sense. I don't like making up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like even my name, Doeman. Like my mom calls me that. They named me that when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
So
Why Doeman?
My dad called me Dodo at first. Like Mike used to call me that for the longest, and then my godmother started calling me Doeman. I don't know why. I hated that. I hated it. And then
it made you money.
yeah, and then,
It stuck with
it
us.
just stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Because when they kept saying Dope Man, like even at the show, I thought they were saying Dope Man.
Yeah.
And then we listened to your stuff, I was like, nah, it ain't drug. You go out of your way to be like, yo, I'm not trapped. I'm not this, I'm not that. So I was like, no, I'm like, it's literally Dope Man. So I was wondering where they came
oh yeah,
from.
Dope Man. Slim and them called me Dope Man for like a year.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, Dope Man? I was
Nah,
like,
I thought it was Dope Man.
I mean, for the first like few seconds, but we see you can really rap. You're very lyrical.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, you started really Gold Blood is when things still really started popping. And taking it back a little bit, when did you start really recording? Because weren't you recording before that?
yeah. That's when I think seriously recorded. I started recording, but I would record like once every couple months.
I would see that, yeah.
Like in probably 2013 is when I like started recording. I was recording with Pro. Pro Payne. He met me. And he would just take me to the. That's when I frequently started going to the studio, and we had did a record called Jodeci, and that record got like a lot of recognition before everything. And I remember because he was like, man, they gonna go crazy in the strip club. I remember he kept saying it, and I didn't think it was that kind of record. It was just a cool record. I was just like, oh. And yeah, Jodeci's. I just made a record like that yesterday. It's crazy, but
So wait, let me get this straight though. So like Jodeci was one of the first times that you recorded?
No.
Okay.
It's one of the first times I was like seriously trying to make a song,
All
like,
right.
make records. But I was always like, I was recording myself in my room. I had a setup, you know what I'm saying? So I used to record myself every day. I would never get it mixed or mastered or nothing, but just I picked up that habit of everyday recording. I used to skip school, go home, and just record all day. But then I let it go. When I started getting real serious in the boxing, I just kind of it was a back burner thing. And then after we lost boxing, then I was like, all right, we got to do this now.
This is the number one thing.
How'd your people, like your parents, stuff feel about giving up the boxing or getting away from school? Like, what were their thoughts?
I mean, I think my pop was more kind of like hurt, like not hurt, but he was like, "Damn, like man," because he fought and my grandfather fought, and so on and so forth. And he was more like, "Damn, rap." Yeah, I mean, he knew I could rap, but he was like, I mean, all right. But I think it really turned for him the first time he came to one of my shows, and it was sold out. It was at remember, I don't even mess with Fitzgerald's no more, but it was before that crazy stuff happened.
We all used to go.
Everybody used to go there before
bro.
they went off.
And they did it to Track Sounds. Track Sounds. Track Sounds, I was like, Track Sounds is my boy. That's like one of the realest cats in music, like period. But after my pop came to that show, then they were like, okay, this could happen for him. And
okay.
So my mom's is my number one fan. Like, she has a big thing of all, like anything press wise, she has it printed out.
That's
everything.
awesome, man.
Yeah, she got a bunch of stuff. So she 100% behind it. My pop is too. He's the one who put me on hip hop in the beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he influenced me a lot. And he was always a dude like a Kangos. He always gold, you know what I'm saying, bracelets, rings, all that shit. So he put me on that for sure.
Let's check out one of your earlier videos. Let's look at Glorious.
Oh wow.
This is way back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Check out that
Glorious, man.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Oh yeah?
I haven't seen that. I thought that was on private.
We'll do
Nah.
This is your life. Like, come on.
Nah, this is what year was this?
That gotta be 2013.
Yeah.
2013?
13 or 12? Nah, that had to be 13. Unless it was 12. But that's when Pro found me.
Okay.
So Pro found you.
Yeah, he saw this video. Well, I knew Pro. I was a fan of Pro. You know what I'm saying? I was that's my grandma's house right there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Pro. And after that, I was like, man, he saw this. He was like, yo, you can really rap. Damn, I was skinny as hell too.
He was like,
that's right when I stopped boxing. Probably.
Yeah.
I used to box at 114 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
I probably weigh like, I don't know. I don't weigh myself right now.
Now, who shot this video?
Man, it's a dude named 2020. I met him through GT Garza.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's like I used to. Oh yeah, GT's one of the first ones that ever just shot. Like you know what I'm saying? GT's
really
a homie too, super homie, super cool dude. But brought me to his studio before, and then I was like recording here and there. I met this dude named Fame City. I don't know if y'all know him. He was a rap a lot, cool dude, super cool. And he would be the one who would try to keep me in the studio. Man, come back, you need gas money? I got come back to the stew. But at that time, I was just wilding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I was about to say, what was stopping you from going ahead and getting out there? Because you're naming a lot of people that were like, yo,
really influential.
come on,
power players.
But I think it's different because a lot of people, they not just they got to see you work. Like me too. I mean, if I seen another artist, I got to see him work. I'm not just gonna try to put, you dope, I'm gonna put you on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And then you got to see the characteristics, how
You're
hard
20.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know. You're a kid. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think at the time though, if it would have been the right thing, I mean, there's always been times I think that it could have happened, but now I thank God that it's happening now where it's coming from, because I think it's the best time. I know myself more than anything. You know what I'm saying? I can handle situations better. I understand the business side of it. 10 times more. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. They get all these young kids, they put this paper in front of them, and they you know what I'm saying, do them wrong in every which way. So I just hate seeing that happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it didn't happen.
What were some of the things you feel like you learned business wise? Like, for people that are still trying to get out there and get started, maybe a tip or two where you're like, yo, this is what they tried to do to me. Or I
learned masters, publishing. I learned how to get my music distributed. I learned that you don't need no label. You know what I'm saying? You have every tool that you need. Right now, you have every tool that you need with the internet on the click of your phone, but you know what I'm saying? You got to go out, politic, put in the footwork everywhere. You're going to have to spend money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It take money to get into this.
Take money to make money.
Yeah, period. If you have a passion, you got to spend money on your passion because unless you want somebody to do it for you, if they do it for you, then they deserve to take whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? If they give you, you know what I'm saying? That's like having if you want a daddy, you want somebody to be a daddy and feed you, then or if you want to be the boss, then you need to boss up and spend your own money. And that's what we do at Dyna Music Group. We fund ourselves. We self-funding. We don't take money from nobody.
Man, business already. 24, making your own money.
Yeah.
That's pretty positive.
We're trying to make money.
That's good, but it's like even when you first were rapping, I noticed one thing. 'Cause you say you know yourself a whole lot more.
Yeah.
When you first started, I would hear your technical ability, but I didn't know who you were. There was personality, and you could see it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel it.
Right.
But then, lately, it's like when we first saw you, that's when. I mean, a lot of people on that showcase, well, not even showcase, it was a straight show. A lot of people on that show, we were like, wow, you. Yeah. And how would your song writing process go? Because certain things that you pick out, it's very apparent that you're doing it for marketing, but it doesn't come off corny. Like Andale, when I looked at that, I was like, this might be corny. Like, no offense.
Oh,
yeah.
And
then I
listened to it up. He goes, he got a song called Andale. Yeah. I know how this is gonna go. Then we heard the hook.
We heard it.
I was like,
I know it was a banger. I never do anything on purpose. I never make a record. I never sit there and be like, I'm gonna make a record like this. Everything is like, I'll get like with track. I was with Track Sounds, produced that beat.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, I got in the studio. That was the first time we ever worked. That was the first beat he played, and I think he played like 4 more beats. And I was like, go back to that first one. And that first one, do I like writing? Like if we was all in the studio right here and they play a beat, everybody gets out the room and I write, and then they come back in and the song's done, and then we record it.
It's better that way, I have found.
Yeah. For sure, you can't.
So you don't like people around when you're writing?
Not when I'm writing. I don't mind if they're recording. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? If the recording process, but writing, nah.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't like outside influence. I don't like people saying, "Oh, maybe no."
Or people getting hype about something just there. Then you hear it later on, you're like, I didn't even like that, but everybody around was just hype about it. So I got that. I got that.
People misconceive the studio. The studio is so boring. People think the studio is so fun.
It's long.
The studio is kind of boring though. It's a long, tedious process.
Especially if you're not recording, you're just sitting there.
You're just watching.
Yeah.
Which is also why they be like, people just get drunk in the studio. I'm like, there's nothing else to do but watch somebody talk into a mic repeatedly. Usually the same thing.
Yeah.
Over and
then you got to hear
again.
when they mixing it over and over.
Yeah.
And over. I'm the type of dude, I get tired of my songs in a week. I'll be done. I don't like it no more. They have to make me put it out. I won't put it out.
But I feel like that's a good thing, because the thing is, when you're tired of it, you lose the I guess because when you're an artist, you care about every single thing. Once you're tired of it, it less becomes art and becomes a product. Not that that's a negative thing. It's because you can put it out without nitpicking everything. You're like, you knew it was good when you did it.
Right.
You're just tired of it.
Yeah, that's exactly. And last night, like Mike, my DJ, he was like fed up with me because I did this verse. I was working with my boy Ivy. They're from Killing Collective. He's dope, super dope producer. And it was overdue, so we started working on a little project. And I'm like doing this verse, and I know it's hard. When I'm writing, I'm like, oh, this is hard. And I'm recording it, and I recorded that verse like 30 times.
Yeah.
Like, man, he was looking at me like, you already got it. What are you doing? But that's a habit I picked up while I was in L.A. They had me recording like over and over, and then they'll pick the best part of every line. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I have 30 tracks on whatever software they're using, but. Yeah, I overthink. I mean, sometimes that's a flaw I think I have. Overthinking.
It's not a flaw. You dropped the gem, because I've done mixing and production.
Yeah,
that's a big gem there. But when were you in LA?
This past year we had a situation. We were gonna take us one, but we ended up turning it down. So we was out there recording. We recorded a whole lot. I ended up meeting a lot of good people out there. I started working with Willie B. Yeah.
Okay.
We got some bangers. We got some. That's the homie. He's super humble, super cool. He's a legend. You know what I'm saying? He did the rigor mortis for Kendrick. He did
Yeah. There were rumors that you were doing stuff with TDE.
That's
like,
that's why we were like,
yeah.
I was gonna ask, was that the situation?
Oh nah. TDE, nah. We have streams. I mean, we have ways that people have sent, the main key players there. My stuff.
Okay.
So that's for sure. They already know. They know who I am. I know that for sure.
Awesome.
But even then, I remember like when we was in the studio, Willie B was like, "Cole gotta hear this. He kept saying that.
Yeah.
Like, he said that, and that's like his homie. Like they like, what's up? They text on a regular. So I'm going back to LA next week actually. So I'm gonna link in with him for sure.
That's what's up.
Let's see what we can do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're a big fan of Cole. I was reading an article.
Yeah.
Like,
my favorite rapper.
yeah. Like you really like Forest Hills Drive and stuff like that. That's great.
Yeah, warm up to come up, all that.
Yeah.
That's
Warm
what
up
I started. I found Cole on YouTube
Oh,
on
yeah?
accident. And then after
okay.
that, I went in my neighbor's house. Hey, you gotta come here.
Yeah.
And he didn't even like it. He was like it's crazy because it's crazy when people don't like Cole's music. But I mean, different folks, different strokes. So.
Yeah, different folks, different strokes. Everybody doesn't like everything.
It takes a lot of. I'm always surprised when people don't warm up to Cole.
Yeah.
Like initially, where you're like, yo, like this dude is Cole. But
Yeah.
I also feel like it's because he acts so regular.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if he put on gold and stuff like that and hopped out there, it'd be cool. But
People talk
my
about
dude
that.
literally just is like, I am. I mean, Forest Hills Drive is the cover is him sitting on his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, speaking as a Cole fan, in the beginning, I'm sorry, Cole he made his own beats and he had a very similar ear for his beats. It all sounded like, I told you, I compared it to, it sounded like a movie montage of somebody getting better. Like every
that's
time I would
crazy. I
hear
never
him,
heard that.
it would always be like with the
Yeah.
piano, dun, dun, and I'm like,
he's
okay.
always, he's constantly improving.
It sounds
Yeah.
like
Which is
you're
impressive.
like, I'm getting up and I'm running and I'm getting better over time, and then you win the race. It was boring to
That's
me.
crazy to me. That's my favorite music.
Yeah.
I don't like. I mean, I like his music now, but I'm not I'm not crazy.
Born Sinner's
about
when it got good to me.
For real?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's when it started on a descent for me.
Really?
I think I know what he's doing. He's an artist, so you go to that ultimate high and then you realize that it ain't what it seems, because that's the thing that a lot of people misconceive. They think that once they get this success and they get this money or they get this fame, that they're happy, but that's not happiness. Happiness is waking up and living a life of love and loving everybody and loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I think once he realized that, because at the end of the day, when we're all young and we had this dream and we're like, once we get this dream, oh man, it's gonna be, once I rock a crowd. That's not what it is. It's about it's not about going out there rocking the full crowd. It's about coming back to the backstage and the people that love you and the people you love are surrounding you. You know what I mean? And having that love. And I think that after he realized that was his come down. Why you think he took off all the jewelry and you know what I'm saying? Like just like Kendrick when he was like, I was sitting in the room, like Lucy. We remember all that, like
motherfucker, you could live at the mall.
Like
nah,
it's crazy.
I don't want this.
It's crazy, and that's why I learned from them. Of course, I watch them. But I really like right now. One of my favorites is Nipsey. He's one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
Nipsey's cold.
Yeah.
I just like his business mind and the way he got everything set up. He going crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. So, I mean, you learn from them. So it's like, is that the thing? Did that give you a part of your stage presence of following people like, because the guys that you like are the greats. Like, they're really amazing.
I don't know. I remember when I was young, we had did this. They just showed it to me on my brother's Facebook. He showed it to me. He was like, so.
That's his partners and manager. We saw somebody walk in the background. It's all right.
Got Mike G and Sal just walked
Mike
in.
C.
I'm sorry, Mike C. My bad for all the people who can't see us.
Yes.
But I don't know. They always tell me I think it's just more watching a lot of. I remember watching a lot of comedy with my pop.
Yeah.
And I remember like Bernie Mac would come out and be like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
And when he would say that, it was just to let the crowd know. Not to be disrespectful, just to let the crowd know, like, regardless of what y'all think, I'm still gonna
rock this crowd.
I gotta do what I gotta do. So that's how I feel. Like, I was just telling them, we did a show in Atlanta, and I'm talking about this ain't like, this was the I'm talking do-rags and gold grills.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It was about
Yeah.
500. And I told him, too, I was like, hey, I don't know how this crowd's going to react, but just be ready for anything. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
We got up there, killed it. And I remember, like, we had a line. It was like a line of like 50 people waiting to take pictures, get my Instagram. They going. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But real shit just transpires to anybody.
Yeah.
No matter, you know what I'm saying, any walk of life.
We had that might have been DeLorean. We had another guest who was saying like, yo, it's one thing to kill it in your city. It's another thing to kill it when you're like somebody else's town. When you're, he was talking about opening up for Big Crit.
Yeah.
And he goes, he's just like, I learned a lot from that, where it's just, I'm opening up in other people's towns. They didn't come to see me.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah, that's
didn't.
hard.
They don't care nothing about me. But when I get up there, if I do what I do and they like it, now that's it. He goes, that's when you get the people coming up like, who are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Let me follow you.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
figure
when
out what you're
something
doing.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or not doing something right, but it's real. No matter what it is, you ain't gotta have the best music. You gotta be that stage presence, make people feel you, and that's definitely the hardest. We done shows where people looking at us like we got shit on our face. You know?
Really?
Before in the early stages,
Yeah.
and then when we learn how, it's all a learning process. We learn how to control the crowd, and we learn. I mean, that's all me and my we worked at it so many times where we screaming at the top of our lungs, and we like they don't hear us, but now they starting to hear us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it just took a little time.
Well, I did notice about like at that particular show we were talking about where when we saw you, because it's like you can tell like when you go to a show and you see opening acts and they are like ordering the crowd, like y'all don't like us.
Oh yeah,
Y'all don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
this,
yeah.
yada da da da. And I was like, okay, well they're new, they figure it out, and you can see like as you get closer to the bill, the people that get up there, and it's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get up here and do this music, either you
Yeah.
don't like it or you not.
Yeah,
but
yeah, we gonna
you don't
get
have
up
to tell the crowd like, yo, y'all need to bob your head. You need, because by the time you got up there, that's when the energy started shifting.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay,
That's when we're like, oh, the headliners are gonna come.
yeah,
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right,
He's
now we're
killing
going.
it.
Because I was like, if your music's hot, you ain't got to tell people to bob
Yeah.
their head.
Yeah, straight
They
up.
gonna
Even with
gonna
that.
bob their
Straight
head.
up.
Your music's hot, and you had the stage presence too. I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy
I
here.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. That's for sure. For sure. I
Plus-
say that.
It's just appreciating, like, I mean, I'm African American. Appreciating a non-African American artist
That's crazy.
that's themselves is a positive
Yeah.
thing. That's why I liked Big Pun and Eminem, because they weren't walking around like, I'm black. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, y'all are
Yeah.
yourselves.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
and
that's
what
a
it gotta
positive
be.
thing.
But you also bring another energy to
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna bring a different perspective. As a matter of fact, let's cue up American Me, because we want to get into American Me.
That's another one.
And
I was
then
like, that
No
title.
Limit 91.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You also bring a different perspective to the game, where it's just, African Americans are not necessarily going to see we can empathize and say like some of the things you talk about where you're talking about Donald Trump and the wall, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know it, but it's different hearing somebody actually speak about it
Right.
and say like, this is how I feel, this is my family, this is
Yeah.
this is that. So that's
The
a huge
line's
thing.
perfect, man. What is it? They kicked out my cousin. We snuck another one. We snuck another
I
two
said,
in.
Yeah.
for the government and all the drugs they smuggle in, they just kicked my cousin out. We snuck my other cousin in. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga. I was like, yo.
I actually got that from a homie. A homegirl, like, what really brought it to my attention, because I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston. My family's from Houston. My homegirl and my homeboy, they're from Mexico.
Okay.
And then when it was coming, and before he got elected, they was super scared. So when I was hearing them talk, I talked to them for like 3 hours. Like, we just had a real serious conversation, and that shit just really sparked something in my mind. Like, damn, this is for real.
Yeah.
Because it ain't real to
Yeah.
a lot of people. It's like, oh, that shit don't matter. It ain't,
I
whoever the
understand.
president is ain't gonna change my life.
Yeah. Because for some
And
people
then
it's
it
just
got
the
real,
news.
real.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, I just happened to see that or whatever. But yeah. So yeah. Let's play American Me first.
Yeah, I love American Me.
American Me is
That's a hood anthem.
It really is.
We had the whole hood out there.
Yeah.
I'm here at town. I got 6 watches. Yeah, we was in Lost Park.
Now
My
what were
grandma.
you trying to get? Yeah, that's your grandma?
Yo,
Oh, okay.
my elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all around the hood.
And the Pippen jersey.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's from the 90s too. That was my
Yeah.
pops.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was your pop's jersey?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Honestly, that was one of the first things I was looking at. I'm like, oh, he rocking the Pippen, the Rockets Pippen
Yeah.
jersey?
Yeah, it's Houston down to the ground.
Yeah,
Like every
yeah.
time you see him, I'll be like, man, you incorporate Houston and Mexican culture like perfectly. Like a lot of the tiny things you do. You had what's that? It looked like I don't know. It was a Cadillac DeVille, and it was on. It wasn't even no. It was on. Yeah, it was on Swangers, and you had hydraulics on it, and I was like,
oh, that was that Mexican executive video.
That's like the most Mexican Houston thing. I said that's so perfect.
That
like,
was Shorty's. That was we went to Shorty's over on the north side.
Okay.
And they do hydraulics, and that shit was crazy.
That shit was
But yeah, that's
hot.
just like what the thing is just what is being represented. I believe is just. It's a bunch. It's everybody. It's been like that. It's been Mexicans like that. You know what I'm saying? Wearing the jersey. It's been. It just ain't been represented. I go to Mike C's family's house. Everybody got a H-Town jersey on. Everybody got J's on. Everybody's clean. Everybody got. You know what I'm saying?
The Mexican and Hispanic population in Houston are hands down the biggest supporters of any sports in Houston.
Yeah, my pop
like when people say that,
Texans,
no, that's what I said.
Rockets,
I was like, look, man, I know
he
the Texans
literally has an Astros jersey on right now.
I know the Astros and the Texans and the Rockets are popping, but I'm telling you,
Dynamo,
when they wasn't. When they wasn't like that Texas stadium was still getting like part of the reason why I was always like, hey man, somebody got to tell like all the Hispanic fans to stop going to the Texas games when we losing, because when we losing, like people, we got to change some of the team. That stadium was packed.
Yeah, for real.
Like, straight up.
So I'm like,
we always near the stadium, so
still
we
like,
see.
Rockets.
What is that?
Texans,
Tailgating?
And Astros.
Oh, man. It is little Mexico when you tailgate. People do not understand. Like, that's dope.
It's better tailgating, too.
It's better tailgating.
Like, the tailgating in Houston, I said, man, y'all got to come to a Texas game and tailgate for real.
Yeah, tailgating is
like, I said, it's different than when you go to other cities. Like
tailgating is like going to a bar, but it's not a bar because it's so wide open. Because you know when you're in a bar, you just have weird conversations with weird people because you're drunk. Mm-hmm. Well, now everybody's barbecuing, and now you just walking around with burgers, and they're like, "Hey, you want these tacos?
Burgers,
I got these burgers.
Fries.
You got ribs. Now we all friends.
Yeah,
everybody's friendly at the tailgate.
Yeah, drinking Hennessy
at first until the drinks. At first until the drinks load up. Plus, you got people drinking from like 8 in the morning until the game starts. I said, by the time the game started, like 2, people are lit or passed out.
Yeah. That's like my pop super. Like when the Astros won the World Series, he watched them through everything, through the bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the way you got to reach loyalty.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's what makes I think that market so good of actual real fans, because they're gonna ride with you in your good times and your bad times. So.
That's perfect.
Well, no, that's why I was saying this. Look, man, for my people and and like Houston is a bandwagon city. Like Houston is super bandwagon city. But that's why I was like, yo, it is like you can catch Hispanic people rocking the jerseys and stuff. I'm like, when the Astros wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah,
and it was like. My Mexican homeboy was like, yo, the Astros about to go. I was like, okay, whatever. He goes, no. Yeah, he's like, this is like 3 years ago. He's like, you got to see what they built. He's like, the Astros about, this is the dynasty coming up.
It was all telling me about Altuve.
I had to call him. I was like, yo, man, I should have known something was up when all them dudes started popping up in them HEB commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they was always, I was like, man, what's going on? Like,
that boy started killing.
They was killing. But they are, like, and now everybody. Like,
everybody.
But everybody.
Now it's like all the
we
Rockets
fans,
people, all the people that
that's when everybody show up.
Like,
that's when the ticket prices start skyrocketing.
Oh, they would skyrocket because everybody in offices be like, so our boss just bought like 38 tickets, and the whole company's going. I was like, you weren't here last year. I wasn't here either, but still.
I used to go to a Rockets game on flash seats for like $15.
Of
Catch
course.
me a little bobblehead. Yeah. Walk down to the lower level. That's it, because nobody was
You could get to the lower bowl. You were sitting in the middle.
Yeah.
You were sitting in the middle bowl.
I knew something was changing when the lady stopped me. So like, where you going? I was like, I'm walking. He's like, no. Go back and see your seat. I was like, oh, man. Oh, we must be about to get good. That's just all it is.
But I'm saying, speaking of like, sports is, really heavily influenced by rap music, and one of your big influences is Big Punisher. How from Houston did you get into Big Pun? Because you keep screaming his name.
Man, Shit, just I guess the Latin side, but really before he was Latin, I didn't even know he was Latin when I was growing up.
Really?
Like, I don't want to be a player. I didn't know he was
Yeah,
Latin. He
yeah,
didn't say
yeah.
it. He didn't really, you know what I'm saying? They put the flag in the ground. They say that they're proud of who they are, but it was not about his color. It was because he was just one of the coldest to ever do it. He's just one of the best. He's like a Biggie. He's like a Pac.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he had one album. I don't count the
He just
second
had-
album because
Yeah,
it was
but
cuts.
Biggie did too, though.
Yeah.
Biggie
Well,
on that
Biggie
one.
had two.
But
Biggie,
Biggie died
yeah.
before the second
Yeah.
one released, right?
but he had finished it.
He had finished it. The
I
second
really
album.
wish Pun
Yeah.
had got a chance because I was like, yo, Black Thought was on there. That Pun was
body
scary.
Black Thought, bro.
Pun was washing everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like people
Pun
didn't
watched
want to rap with him.
Inspector Deck,
'cause he was
Prodigy.
washing
It's not that they
everybody
didn't
on
want
that
to.
thing.
They just couldn't.
They couldn't. Dead
I
in the
don't
middle
think-
of Little Italy.
Yeah.
Little do we know the riddle to middle
Yeah.
minute didn't do diddly.
First,
Yeah.
That's still one of the coldest things I've
Yeah.
ever heard in
and
my
if
entire
Black
life.
Thought shows up on your track, and this
Yeah.
is Black Thought, and he's like, yo.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it was
if
easy
that's
work.
Black Thought, and so I'm like, him dying is a huge loss because I was like, yo, my man was rapping his ass off.
Oh, he was crazy.
Like, for real.
Did y'all see that? Y'all ever seen that YouTube video when he was in the middle of the table? Or he was there on the table with DMX, Most Def?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then home cannabis sorry ass wanted to go
Yeah.
last. Pun was like, "You
Outta here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
killing you. You
Yeah.
hurting yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Pun is Pun's one of the goats to me.
He really
at the end of
is.
the day.
He is.
So
I think
that's
he
how-
always has that asterisk just because he passed away.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, he also has that them young pictures of Pun.
Oh yeah,
Died. Yeah, because he kind of, it was a car accident too, right?
Pun. I don't know what Pun.
I forgot what type of
Pun
accident.
actually boxed too though.
Yeah, he did
boxed, and then
box,
he got
but
in
he got into an
And
accident.
that's when he gained the weight.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when I
Oh.
saw a young picture, I'm like, yo.
Because he got a settlement for like a
Yeah.
bunch of money.
Yeah.
He got a settlement. He was like 19, 18 or
Yeah.
19.
And he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, and then he
Man.
just they say he just started eating and
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what it is.
Golly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you never know what could happen. Let's play No Limit 91. Yeah. Definitely No Limit 91. So what were your thoughts when you were creating this song?
Man, I went back and found that beat in my email, and I just wanted to really rap. And I remember doing the second verse, and they told me what Mike C and Ivy was like, man, you got to come harder on the second verse. So they left the studio, and I just went stupid. I just wanted to rap and show motherfuckers that I'm the coldest out here. Doeman DYNA took me to that creepy ass place.
Really?
Yeah. But right there,
Yeah.
that was weird. Mike C didn't even go inside of there.
Yeah.
He stayed in the car.
I'm going to say it's like,
That was crazy. You seen that dude with the H on his head?
Yeah.
That's the homie from the hood. They had pulled up. We were shooting a video. They pulled up to the gas station getting gas, and they were jamming my shit loud. We heard it down the street. They pulled up jamming me, and then I was like, what y'all doing? I was like, shooting a video. Come get in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they fuck with me in the hood. They love me out there.
I can understand, man. It's like, yeah, all your people right near the mall and everything. Like,
so where is this creepy ass spot you talking about though?
Man, I can't even. Man, it's like they call him like the witch doctor. You see all the pictures on the wall?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some pictures of like all different people that people are praying for.
Oh wow.
They have like locks of girls' hair in there. It's like some real creepy shit going on. Like there's some like
Really?
yeah, bro. It's
how'd
some
you
real-
feel standing there?
It was weird, bro.
Yeah.
But your direct, you said Doeman DYNA?
Doeman DYNA.
Yeah, because he was like, yeah. Directors
DYNA.
always be knowing like real cool spots to go to, and it's like you would never have walked in there
Yeah.
were it not. You know what I mean? Were it not for them.
Yeah, nah, never again either. That shit was creepy. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs.
That's
one of
awesome.
my favorite songs to perform too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's definitely the one that catches everybody at the end, and it's the last one too. That one will fuck with me now.
Okay.
Fuck with me now is pretty hard.
Yeah, that's a good performance record. That's all I made it for. I was standing in Sal's room, my business partner. We was in there, and I was like no beat or nothing. I was just like saying it, and I was like, man, I'm finna go home and write something. And I went home and just wrote it, and I just think I just found a beat to match it. But
That's
yeah.
perfect because your hooks are really infectious.
Word.
Like when it comes
I
to
had
your
work at
verses,
that.
you said what?
I had to work at that.
You have to work at that because that's what I want to know because your verses always like are perfect. Like even when I said in the beginning when you were rapping, I didn't really see all your personality there, but technically they were all like, oh, you can really rap.
Right.
But in your hooks, I was like, oh, they're cool. But then like lately, I guess since 2014,
It's just,
Gold Blooded, I was like hook after hook after hook. After
pushed it in
Hood.
my head. Mike C was
Yeah.
like, man, we gotta make records. Mike C told me, man, well, you gotta make
No,
records.
I'm
You
laughing.
gotta
I'm
make
laughing.
Thank you for that.
I'm laughing.
Thank
'cause
you for that, Mike C.
And
They
Pro
are-
used to tell me that too. I
yeah.
gotta give Pro some credit
With
on
the
that too.
Godsmack
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm laughing because when you said I had to work at that, both of your people laughed. Like I was like, yo, how bad was it at first? Because the thing about it is, you get people that know how to rap and they just want to get in the booth and like Puffy talk about Big, like yo, that man want to rap for an hour. You know what I mean?
That's how it was.
Dre talk about
Yeah.
Snoop, like that man just want to get in there and rap, and it's like they usually take somebody being like, people want to listen to this on the radio.
Kinda wanna
or
dance.
It was like, think about it like this. It's like, ain't no woman, because at the end of the day, I do this for women. I do this for a woman fan base. I appreciate every fan, but when the women do something, the men are gonna follow suit.
Oh, yeah.
So think about it.
We
Ain't no
can
woman-
tell you do it for the women.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no,
It's apparent.
Ain't no woman trying to go. Ain't no woman trying to with a bag in the bag and a jacket. They want to sing.
Back
you
in
know
the
what I'm
back of the
saying?
act. Yeah, they're not gonna
chill.
do that.
Like, shit.
Yeah.
That shit is like this. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker talk too much. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, it just really Pro put that in my head too. Cause one time I think we did a back and forth record, and it's called How Can I Lose? And on that record, it's like one of the first records me and Pro did, and we're like rapping, like. And I remember like one part he came in, and I came in after, like in the back shack with the back with the back, and he was like, "Man, you gotta chill." Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, "You gotta make shit
We
that."
get it.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I was
Yeah.
like,
We get it. You can rap, nigga.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was like, and then after a while, he was like, bro, you got. And then when me and Mike, he was like, started really like even with Kendrick. Think about Kendrick, one of the best lyricists,
Yeah.
but he makes records and and then he make the bridges, the hooks,
Yeah.
the things that intrigue you. And I
Yeah.
think that's one thing that I was like that I had to focus on again. I'm still getting better. Like we made a record the other day called Top Back with Ivy again. And I was like, man, I want to make this a real record. I don't want to just be on here rapping.
Yeah,
I did
that's-
rip it in the second verse, but
I think you did. Yeah, the first verse. That's my favorite song on what's that? The Return.
Oh, the Rain
The
and Symbol?
yeah, the Rain and Symbol.
Oh,
Rain
you talking
and
about
Symbol.
Top Drop. Oh,
Yeah.
Drop Top? Yeah, Drop Top.
Okay.
Mike
so
made me
this-
put that out. I wasn't going to put that out. That was a record that was never going to be put out.
Why? Why didn't you want
Why
to put it
not?
out?
Because I don't be liking these. I be getting tired of them. I be like, all right, I probably got like, I still probably got like 80 records in my email.
Some of that stuff is
Easy.
perspective, because we had another artist that was on here. It was like he was telling us about songs, but then he'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute,
It's not even out yet."
Y'all ain't heard that one."
Yeah.
Because it's like when I make a song, I'll listen to it like 1,000 times, and then y'all get to hear it.
Yeah, that's
so it's
Hot
like
Peas,
sometimes
yeah,
the
Hot
song
Peas
come
is
out,
talking about that.
and he's like, "Man, I've been done with that song."
Yeah, that's
you know what I
it's
mean?
not even fun. But
Yeah.
it's always fun to perform. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, that's when I know if I like if I can go back after months and listen to my record, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a dope one. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like Drop Top. Like I listen to that one now and I'm like, oh shit, this is a good record.
Nah, okay,
and you know what I'm
okay.
saying? Then we can see a video for it and everything like that. Cause some is just like I'm rapping, I'm just practicing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just training. That's all it is. Keeping myself
Yeah, like
in
the
shape.
outro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
just like, and the outro was something that I did a while back. I did
Oh, yeah?
that shit like, yeah, all of that was like probably like last year.
Oh, okay.
Bro,
okay.
I've
that
done
was
like
nice.
I've done crazy. I got some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like in the vault, like I'm about to drop that Maxo record on the 15th.
Yeah.
Maxo got a
okay,
banger.
okay.
Yeah.
We got a monster. That house is gonna be like it's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, we're waiting for it. We saw it on your
Yeah.
IG. I was
Are there
like,
any
all
other
right.
people coming out of that? Because you bring up Maxo, because we always are impressed with. We just impressed with the way A-Leaf
Yeah,
is moving,
A-Leaf
where they have all these
moves real
different
well.
artists
Yeah.
that are coming out. When you talk about Maxo and Toby, or like Young Deji or stuff like that are
Yeah.
coming out. But like, yeah, him and that little woe dance.
Oh, you
Like,
know that's him. That's
dog.
homie. Oh, I didn't know his
That
name. I didn't know his name.
dog,
Yeah.
dog, him and that dance. I'm telling y'all.
Mike,
like,
he put me on. I didn't know what it was. He was like, "You ain't seen them do this," and I was
yeah.
like, "No."
yeah, but A-Leaf really rock his own. You got any like anybody coming out of the Southeast, or like people that y'all rock with, y'all listen to, that is like coming up?
In the Southeast right now, I got a little homie. His name is Les. He's killing right now. He got a record with Sauce Walker coming out.
Okay.
He's real dope. He got a little following. He's on some real
Okay.
trap shit though. My homie little JC. He from the Southeast too. He
All right.
got something going. Who else we rock with in the Southeast? Really ain't too much coming up out of there. Really, honestly.
It take time. Like it usually take one person. Like I said, because A-Leaf for a while, like it was just like, oh, okay, there are a few people, and now it's just like, okay, now you get more. Like I feel like once people see it, like see people coming out of it, then it's like, oh, okay, well that dude did it, I can do it too.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We busting the door down. I think
definitely are.
So that way, it gives people that to be so comfortable in their skin that they come out and can be themselves on the microphone too.
Let's pull up your last video we got for you. Let's look at that Burial God 2, the intro.
Oh yeah.
Now your Burial God series, what prompts that? First of all, it's Burial God.
Yeah, Body of God. It's like
I completely butchered
Yeah,
that.
you really did.
Oh wait, we got to hear this verse.
That boy Mike got the Puerto Rican flag. I'm not just fucking.
Dog, I just like
It
that.
does low key look like the Puerto Rican flag.
So dog, this was just a hard verse.
Yeah, it was.
That. But this whole series, what
the second
what
verse?
prompts this? Yeah, that was the second verse.
Yeah.
I was just trying to motherfucking get it in. Yeah, that was dope. Homie had the 54 Bel Air, I think. Was that a 54, Mike? 53?
That's the line.
Yeah. Man, that shit made me want to cut my hair.
You growing it out?
Yeah, my shit's long.
You gonna braid it again?
Probably.
Oh, see, you got to hear first.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It depends. I don't know. I ain't got the patience no more. And it's South by coming up. I'm trying to be real live out there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You should grow it out.
Yeah, I might do the braids.
Yeah, like do the braids. You can pull the braids off.
Yeah,
do
I
the
might
braids.
fuck with it. I'm gonna do a poll on Instagram.
That's funny.
Now, for people that have never
like
heard of
this
you
video.
or like never heard or heard anything about you, what do you want people when they hear your music? What do you want them to walk away with?
This is one of the greatest rappers ever come out of Texas.
Okay.
That's good. Texas, United States, the world.
Yeah,
period.
period. But just that's solidification that's the one that's gonna put on for the state. You know what I'm saying?
You really do put on for the state and the city, man.
Got to.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Got to.
Yeah.
But
Did you ask if you hungry? Did you ask if he was hungry? Look like she said, "You hungry?"
no,
You are funny, bro. Come on, man. That'd be funny though. We're not just gonna sit here and eat on mic, like on camera.
Say, we got I gave this signal a little too quick. I was trying to say cut the video, but we do things.
We do things, haphazardly.
Haphazardly.
That's just
you know
what it is.
saying? So, it works. It's a good interview though. So,
Yeah, straight up.
So, I guess the other thing too, and like we like to ask people, what really keeps you now in Texas? You know what? Let's back that up. How do you feel now is the changing climate for Texas rappers? There was a point where I felt like a lot of people were like, yo, I got to get out of here. And now I don't hear the I got to get out of here. I feel like I hear I can move around, but I still rep Texas. So, yeah.
Because it's something that I think the whole game runs off with, the whole flavor. They like, I think, what did Pro say? What did he say? He goes like they come around the world. Something about the they ran off with our drip. You know what I'm saying? The baddest bras. They coming from around the world to say these bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They run off with the sound to the fucking way we dripping. Like, and I think that's what it ended up being shown to the forefront. That like I think Sauce Walker was one of the main leaders that came out and was like, you know, and Maxo too was one of the front. And I want to be in that realm of people when I mentioned as far as for me and doing what I'm doing for the brown people and being moving forward to the whole culture. And I think that once we expose to the whole game how important we are to hip hop, that they started appreciating us as such. And I think that rappers need to stop bitching and crying about I need to do going to LA. If you got no fans here, you think you're gonna go to LA and get a bunch of fans?
Yeah.
You think you're gonna go to New York and they gonna fuck with you?
That's
they don't
what they
care. You
think.
know what I'm saying? You gotta have your home base.
Yeah.
But definitely gotta build. That's our thing. We go everywhere, try to build everywhere. We move like nobody knows us. We don't try to act no kind of way because we can't. You know what I'm saying? We don't have ain't no ego. Like we go out there, we still pass out. Like we'll still pass out cities. We don't get. You know what I'm saying? It's about. We still tell people. I tell every Uber driver I get in the Uber with, yo, you fuck with hip hop.
Oh, that's good.
You know, everybody, because that's what I do.
Even when we approached you, you was just like, oh yeah, what's up? I was like, man, you just cool as hell.
Yeah, people be on some. It's because they don't be themselves.
Yeah.
They
You know what I'm
don't.
saying?
They
People
don't.
They really don't.
chill.
They be playing a character. I was want to ask you too. You say you want to show everybody that how you're appreciated or whatnot. How do you feel like? I mean, just listening to your music, how do you feel like your color holds you back?
I think just like how you said it earlier. You said being an African American and appreciating a non-African American. That to me, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? To see that, because that's already a barrier that's set.
That's true.
And then now I gotta go above and beyond to break that barrier.
That's true.
Like I'll take it from Pun again. He said, if you're different, you got to be 10 times better. Because if you're just a little less, then you're 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And that's the truest shit. You know what I'm saying? So think about Jackie Robinson. Think about Jackie Robinson going into the MLB. How much better did he have to be? How much better than everybody else to show that he could just play amongst equally? You know what I mean? How much faster was he? How much harder did he have to hit? You know Eminem when he came in the game. That's what every sport. You know what I'm saying? And then it fucked around, and that's the way you got to come into it, and you got to be. But at the end of the day, it's who I am, and I can't change who I am. You know what I mean? And I can't change. It's like being brown is not something I'm trying to be. It's what I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I don't, like I said, I appreciate the hip hop culture. I appreciate the black culture. I appreciate that because everything comes in a part. It's a big melting pot of right now. At this it's 2018. Hip hop is a melting pot of.
It is a melting pot.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
right now it's minorities. Yeah. So yeah, and we just gotta you know what I'm saying? So we just gotta come together. That's what I think, and move forward because. We can't. You fucking me up over there talking. Stop talking to me. What'd you say?
It's 2019.
It's 2019.
It's 2019.
Oh, damn.
He was trying to get you to come forward, but
it's barely 2019.
We just we let you.
Barely 5 days.
Nigga, you checked your phone just to make sure
I didn't know what
people were messing with you.
But you're gonna be saying 2018 for the next month. We all, we all fall in that habit where you're like, oh, okay, well, you know.
Yeah, but that's what definitely I think that like on the Maxo record we have a skit and it says it's from the Blood and Blood Out movie. It's an old Mexican gangster movie, and it was the leader of the Mexican gang, and he goes like blacks and Chicanos killing each other. That's what they want. He was like, that's how they run this place. And he's talking about prison, but he's like, but once we come together, they don't run shit. Yeah. And that's really what they turn us against each other. They put us.
I remember that scene. I saw that movie.
Yeah.
We both saw that.
Make us kill each other off, and then who's here?
Yeah.
That's what I like about your music too, because you take all those tiny pieces of the things that I know, and I'll be like, that's very slick. Yeah. So even you're like, it's effortless. I'm like, you're figuring like to call this to call a song American Me. Yeah. You're doing this thing intentionally.
Yeah. Nah, it's just I was like, and I came up with the song American Mob, and my squad are like, we from American Me.
I was like, ooh.
I used to go to Mike C. crib all the time, and we'll watch Blood and Blood Out probably like every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to skip my sophomore year, go to his crib and watch Blood and Blood Out every day.
You weren't at Chavez much?
Oh nah. I tried not to be. I had 2 classes my senior year.
Yeah?
Yeah. I did do a lot of extra credit, though.
I'm about to say, if you had 2 classes your senior year, what type of student were you?
Man, I was good. I was all right.
Had to be.
I probably had like a B- average. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Nothing too crazy. I was definitely good. If I probably tried, I probably could have went crazy, but I really just wasn't where my mind was at.
I mean, it seems like it because you're well written. You were boxing back then, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Almost all lyrical rappers did well in school. They just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much like you talk to like a lyrical rapper, they'd be like, "Oh no, I was straight. I just hated school.
Didn't like school.
Yeah. I was just bad with authority.
I can understand. Like, I just didn't like school, so I left.
I didn't like
that's
listening
about
and
it.
shit like that.
But they'd be like, "Nah, I had a B. I had
you were a boxer. Like how does boxing, the discipline in boxing, how does that affect you when it comes to rap?
I think it's the competitive nature that more affects me than the discipline is just like I like working. My thing is like this. They know, them both know, like them the two that keep me on. Like they gotta put me. If you put me in the studio, I'ma work. And I'm not there to bullshit. I'm not there to talk. I don't want no girl. We don't want no girls in there. We don't want nothing. We finna work.
Man,
yeah, but
every rapper was
if
like
I ain't in the studio. That's the way it's trouble. To be. That's when they picking me up. I'm hungover. You know what I'm saying. But that's the thing though. Once you put me in that realm, I'm gonna make sure that I'm standing out and I'm outworking everybody. Because
I feel like
you know what I mean?
Every rapper needs to be like that. A lot of rappers that I've worked with have all been like, you're getting the studio, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I got some girls coming through." I'm looking at them like, "Come on, bro!"
And that
like,
should be so boring for the girls too.
Yeah.
They just be sitting there.
and you gotta hear like I'm mixing. You gotta hear, "Don't they?" 85, don't they? Don't they?
Yeah.
I'm like, "Don't they? Don't they?
Rapper
don't
get out.
they?"
Yeah, that's just
like,
horrible.
come on.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's horrible.
like you gotta say duh. Like
Yeah, straight up. I don't even. Yeah, I don't. I just like really getting into it. One taking Jaking, and I like moving through records. Crazy.
That's
like,
good,
so
man.
that's the way I get down. But it's just like I said, I've been going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we weren't born the best. We got to outwork everybody.
No.
So trying to outwork like a motherfucker.
Since you outwork everybody,
Trying to.
well,
There's some cats that I know that I'll be like, damn, they be at it.
you're outworking a lot of people. How do you
Appreciate
connect with a lot of the people you like? Pro, Devin the Dude.
That was Track Sounds. I can't stunt y'all. That was Track Sounds. Devin the
That's
Dude
an
probably
awesome
knew.
song though.
Oh, that's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's super slept
Yeah.
on too.
Yeah.
Because that's why I asked you about your work ethic, because perseverance, you're like, don't give up.
Yeah, nah, that like I said, like me and Track Sounds, that was a Stereotypes EP, right? I think we did
Yeah.
that in like a week and a half.
Yeah.
We probably did like 15 records in a week and a half. So yeah, you know
I
what I'm
mean-
saying? Yeah, just get into it. With Pro, they know. Pro knows. I will go and he'll be like, "Yo, come knock out a verse," and I'll go and I'll be like, "Dog." He'll go in the studio for a little bit, go play Madden, come back. Hey, I'm finna go out there, and I'll be like, I'll go record my verse. I say, I'll see y'all boys later. I'm tripping out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
That's
yeah.
freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Nah, I appreciate it.
I guess that's what it is. I mean, we've just been here with Doeman DYNA. Got anything else you want to say before we get out of here, man?
Nah, man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Don't
we
man, body your
appreciate you coming
guys.
through.
We appreciate you coming in. Yeah, you need to go see him. Awesome performance. Once again, this is in my humble opinion, where I guess the opinions are humbled because they have to be. We'll see you later.
All right.
Yay! In my humble opinion.
I thought